good day or evening, depending where you're at. Time for another episode of Gun Fist Style, one of the best places on YouTube to find information on your favorite action movies, or to discover new ones, whatever the reason. I am your host, the Invincible Black Thunder Knight, but you can call me Hack for short. I am here to make sure you are well informed and fully equipped to take care of any and all of your action movie needs. Time to cover titles in the gun category. We're covering everything from the mainstream to niche to vintage to slightly obscure. As long as there's some shoot 'em up action involved, I'm all for it. Alright, here we go. Cue the intro. Alright, first up, we have From Paris with Love. James Reese, played by Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, a personal aide to the U.S. ambassador in France and low-level CIA operative, lives a quiet, comfortable life in France with his girlfriend. But due to a shortage of operatives in France, he's partnered with highly regarded field agent Charlie Wax, played by movie icon John Travolta, who is literally a one-man assault team. I'm serious. That guy's literally a seek and destroy missile in human form.
You want to stop in the middle of our getaway so you can wipe your prints and grab some files. I'll be quick. Quicker than this. What the? Work for you?
Anyway, James is snatched out of his mediocre role and dropped into the hot seat of a vehicle driven by the supercharged engine of destruction, Charlie Wax. And he will annihilate out of existence anything and anyone in his path to completing his mission. Even though the story is just average, the action is fantastic. One could easily watch this just for the action scenes alone. John Travolta does an excellent job as the hard-nosed, fast-shooting CIA operative Wax. This is a solid movie to put on if you're bored and need something to watch.
Welcome to Paris, baby.
This time.
From Paris with Love.
Did you save the world today?
Up next, we have One More Shot. After a military black site in Poland falls victim to a devastating terrorist attack, one of the three remaining survivors, Navy SEAL Jack Harris, played by Scott Adkins, receives a vital mission to personally escort a high-value prisoner, terrorist suspect Amin Mansour, to Washington, D.C. for interrogation. But he instantly bumps heads with high-ranking bureaucrat Mike Marshall the moment he lands in Baltimore. Alright, the spotlight shines on the one and only Scott Adkins, martial artist and international action star. This is a special spotlight because 9 times out of 10, his movies would be in the fist category. But this particular movie was so good, I just had to include it. A former stuntman, Scott Adkins is responsible for some of the most amazing fight scenes you will ever see on screen. He also has a habit of sharing the screen with other excellent martial artists, one being his very close friend, Michael Jai White. No matter who Scott Adkins shares a fight scene with, one thing you can guarantee, the fight scene is gonna be awesome. Since this is the first time one of his movies appears on the list, he gets a spotlight. Things go from bad to worse when a large, heavily armed, highly skilled band of mercenaries unleash a devastating attack on the airport they're in. They are more than willing to take out anyone in their way to get their hands on Jake's prisoner. Not only must Jake protect his high-value prisoner, he must also protect his prisoner's pregnant wife. In my opinion, this was an excellent action movie. I really enjoyed this movie. I was surprised at how good it was. I could only imagine how much better this thing would have been if it had a bigger budget and bigger names attached. This movie is a sequel. The first one is called One Shot, but it was just okay. I don't think you need to watch the first one to enjoy this one. This is a great movie.
I think we should wait for the cavalry. Cavalry ain't coming. I have to stop this.
Up next we have The Hitman's Bodyguard. Michael Bryce, played by the one and only Ryan Reynolds, a AAA tier elite of the elite bodyguard, living his best, most luxurious life in the UK, has his whole world come crashing down, smashed to bits, and grind into dust in the wind after his high-class client is assassinated by uber elite assassin Darius Kincaid, played by the one and only Samuel L. Jackson, who seems to be a one-man killing machine. He also seems to be the walking epitome of hard to kill. I'm serious. The guy seems damn near unkillable.
More intelligent way.
After Darius is tricked and caught by Interpol, he decides to testify against evil dictator Vlad, played by Gary Oldman, for the benefit of his wife, who is currently in custody, played by the lovely Selma Hayek. On the request of a friend, once elite AAA bodyguard Michael Bryce is now assigned the impossible assignment of being the bodyguard of, without question, one of the most dangerous assassins in the world, Darius Kincaid. This is an excellent movie. Not only is it hilarious, the action scenes are great. AAA, if you will. If you have not seen this movie, I cannot recommend it more.
That's responsive.
I will bust a cap.
Have you ever said please or
Please, why are we always yelling?
Alright, next up, we have the sequel to The Hitman's Bodyguard, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Bryce and Kincaid are back once again, but this time they're joined by Sonia, Kincaid's wife. Michael Bryce, played by Ryan Reynolds, is still haunted by Darius Kincaid, played by Samuel L. Jackson, blowing away his high-class client, which blew away his AAA bodyguard status. Michael decides to take a sabbatical at a luxurious retreat. That is until Sonia Kincaid, played by Selma Hayek, tracks him down, chased by a murderous mob hit team. Sonia's come with the sole mission of Shanghai Michael into helping her rescue her husband Darius, who's been kidnapped by an angry mob boss. And she won't take no for an answer. After rescuing Darius, in my opinion, he didn't really need their help. They are instantly snatched up by Interpol agents. And when I say snatched up, I mean like bag over the head, thrown in a van type snatching up. On the orders of Interpol agent Bobby O'Neill, played by Frank Grillo, who recruits them for a mission to stop evil criminal mastermind Aristotle, played by Antonio Banderas, who plans on launching a massive cyber attack against Europe. Like its predecessor, this is a hilarious movie with amazing action scenes. Even some of the hilarious scenes have amazing action. So you should definitely watch this movie. Better yet, watch them both, make it a double feature.
Sexuality that makes you such a good listener.
Nothing like taking a bullet to make you feel like a man.
I took a bullet.
Christ, that looks like a freckle.
Next on the list is Final Score. Former Special Forces soldier Michael Knox, played by Dave Bautista. While visiting his niece in London, Michael decides to take her to a football game. Alright, the spotlight shines on one of my favorite actors, Dave Bautista. Former WWE legend, movie star, and former MMA fighter. No matter the genre of action, whether it be comedy, martial arts, even sci-fi, audiences have come to expect and have always received an excellent performance from Dave Bautista. As I was saying, Michael and his niece decide to take in a football game. That's soccer for us Americans, only for the stadium to be taken over by Arcady, a former revolutionary and bloodthirsty terrorist. Arcady has come to London to hunt down his brother, who he believed to be dead. Arcady demands that his brother be found and brought to him, or else he'll blow the stadium sky high. Of course, Michael is forced to take on these terrorists in true die-hard fashion. To be honest, this is a solid movie. I can't really say that there's anything really wrong with it. Solid action scenes, and Dave Bautista does a great job as the lead in this movie. If you're in the mood for a solid action flick, this is definitely one to watch.
There's an emergency situation at West Ham Stadium.
What are we dealing with?
Highly skilled paramilitary, Eastern European.
How do you know this, sir?
Because I just killed one of them.
Michael Knox, Zexani. Do not test me. As soon as he gets Dimitri, he'll detonate the explosives.
What if we get to him first?
What am I gonna do?
Kill them all. You better run.
Sometimes you'll have to sacrifice the thing you love the most for the greater good.
Not too late.
They have more bullets than you.
Watch this.
Up next on the list, we have Blacklight. The spotlight falls on Liam Neeson, global star. You know, to be honest, Liam didn't earn his action star title until around 2009, when his movie Taken was a smash at the box office, conquering every single genre in regards to action. No matter what you could think of, he's done it, and he's done it well. Normally, if Liam Neeson's in it, people want to see it. Travis Block, played by Liam Neeson, a Vietnam War veteran who works off the books as a fixer for FBI Director Gabriel Robinson. He handles situations the director would rather the FBI didn't handle through standard channels, more than likely not wanting the rule of law and other legal stuff to get in the way. After completing a mission, Travis tells Robinson he wants to retire, mainly so he can patch things up with his daughter and spend more time with his granddaughter. But the director is highly reluctant to relinquish his best off-the-books fixer. Instead, he gives Travis another assignment, to bring in a rogue FBI agent. But the more Travis goes after that agent, the more he finds that his buddy, the FBI director, is a bigger threat than anyone he was ordered to deal with, including sanctioning the killing of innocent civilians. This movie is solid, decent production value. It's a standard Liam Neeson film. But since he usually puts out good movies, it's not something to worry about. Even though Liam Neeson's age is showing slightly, he still does a good job with the action scenes. If you're in need of a movie to watch, this is definitely a good one to put on.
Why? My end is now.
Where's my family? If I find out you had anything to do with my granddaughter disappearing, you're gonna need more men.
be finished before the day is over.
Everything I did was for you.
Are you really gonna shoot me, Travis?
Yes, I will.
Grandpa, are you a good guy?
I want to be.
Next on the list is One in the Chamber. Operating in the dark criminal underbelly of Eastern Europe, Cuba Gooding Jr. plays Ray Carver, a highly skilled and experienced assassin working for two rival Russian factions in a gang war. He also seems to be very remorseful and haunted by his past. After Ray kills one of the crime boss's brother, the crime boss decides to hire the Wolf to hunt down Ray, a legendary assassin few even believe exists, played by Dolph Lundgren. But these two assassins soon realize they're in the middle of something far more complicated, with an unknown party manipulating things from the shadows. Cuba Gooding Jr. and Dolph Lundgren are great as the movie's two leads. Speaking of Dolph Lundgren, the spotlight falls on action movie icon Dolph Lundgren. And make no mistake, he is an action movie icon. He's also a genius, believe it or not. And he is a black belt in Kyokushin karate. He even got in the ring and fought. So, guess he has brains and brawn. To be brutally honest, I have yet to see an action movie, no matter the genre, that this guy's played in, where he hasn't done a solid job. As I was saying, both lead actors do a great job in this movie. Cuba Gooding Jr. as the stoic and always professional assassin, and Dolph Lundgren as the eccentric and extremely deadly killing machine. This movie does a great job for being done on a $6 million budget. The action is solid. The story is pretty good for action movie standards. If you're in need of an action movie, I'd put this on.
We started a war here. Wars are good for business.
What about my money?
I'm on my way. I have no choice. Who the hell do you think you are?
The bad guy.
That's funny. I thought I was.
Alright, now for some vintage action movie cinema from the 80s, with Raw Deal. It is my pleasure and honor to bring you a very special spotlight. The spotlight shines on one of the greatest action movie icons to ever grace the big screen, the one, the only, living legend, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hollywood movie legend, a former Mr. Olympia and Mr. Universe holding multiple titles in both. Like I said before, the guy is an action movie icon. It's pretty much impossible to talk about action cinema as a whole without mentioning the contributions of actors like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Literally the epitome of an action hero. In my opinion, a crazy and awesome time in action movie history when you could just about see anything on screen. And it was completely awesome. Anyway, former FBI agent, now small-town sheriff, Mark Kaminsky, played by good old Arnold, is recruited by FBI agent Harry Shannon to take down a vicious, murderous Chicago crime boss and avenge the murder of his son. By avenge, I pretty much mean blowing all the bad guys away. This is definitely action cinema gold. But then again, so is pretty much any 80s movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Any serious action fan must watch this. I'm serious. You don't have a choice. If you're an action fan, you have to watch it. I'm kidding. But no, I'm not.
You kill anybody?
Yeah, you want names in the...
Next up in the vintage section, we have Running Scared. Ray Hughes, played by Gregory Hines, and Danny Costanza, played by movie comedy icon Billy Crystal, play wisecracking Chicago cops who are known throughout the department for their unorthodox and very risky tactics. But they're also known for getting results. They're out to take down up-and-coming drug lord Julio Gonzalez, hoping to take him down and crush his growing empire before they retire to Key West to open a bar and live the good life of fun in the sun and gorgeous women.
Did I come at a bad time?
Even though he's normally known for comedic roles, Billy Crystal handles the action scenes in this movie in expert fashion. Gregory Hines, not being a stranger to action roles, and with an extensive background in dance and music, does an excellent job with the action scenes. Even though this is an action comedy, the action is top-notch, easily equal or better than some of the top 80s action movies of the time. If you're looking for great laughs and great action scenes, this is a great 80s action classic to watch. Alright guys, time for a movie review. The movie I'll be reviewing today is The Mechanic from 2011, starring Jason Statham and Ben Foster. This movie is a remake of the 1972 action thriller starring action icon Charles Bronson and Jan Michael Vincent.
You ever hear the term mechanic used outside its normal meaning?
Yeah. A hitman. So?
So there we are.
Cool and shakeable professional killer Arthur Bishop, played by Jason Statham, works for a corporation that specializes in murders that are made to look like accidents, easily able to take out a target in a mansion full of people without anybody knowing he was even there. And yes, make it look like a complete accident. He works with his friend and mentor, Harry McKenna, played by Donald Sutherland. Bishop lives a quiet life for the most part. Even though he enjoys the finer things in life, he does so in a very low-key fashion, blending into society, making as little imprint on those around him as possible. Bishop is then assigned by his employer Dean to kill Harry, telling Bishop Harry botched a mission that led to the death of several assassins who work for the corporation. Magically, the details of the mission are only known to Dean and Harry. Makes you wonder why Dean wants to kill Harry. Doesn't make me wonder, pretty certain. But anyway, even though it isn't something he wants to do, Bishop agrees to kill Harry. Then again, what choice did he have? I'm guessing in their line of work, Bishop couldn't refuse. And if he demanded more information, he'd get it in the form of a magazine, filled with hollow points. Definitely not the ones you read. At Harry's funeral, Bishop sees Harry's son, Steve, played by Ben Foster, a borderline crazy hothead whom he later has to stop from killing a would-be carjacker in rage. Steve asks Bishop to train him as an assassin. At first, Bishop refuses, but he reluctantly agrees to take Steve on as his protege. And of course, Bishop finds out that old Dean was full of... Needless to say, Dean's gonna try to kill Harry and Steve, and they're gonna have to bring the pain. The action in this movie was great. The story was solid, excellent fight scenes, and even better shootouts. The action pieces are well thought out and expertly executed. In my opinion, this is one of Jason Statham's best action movies outside of the Transporter series.
autopsy. 9 bodies.
I make one phone call. You and your friends go down for life.
What brings you boys here? We didn't want to miss out on all the fun.
This is my town. And don't forget, I know what you did.
You have no idea what I did.
Well, that's it for this episode of Gunfist Style. See you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out.